good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to a sit-down talk with Angel Ho about my latest album that just came out titled Faith Hooker. Stay tuned for a breakdown track analysis of each song on the album and a bit more context into how this album got started. So this album got started in July of 2023, but a lot of the tracks that were on the album, those tracks were actually archived and said to be released in a later date. So literally what happened was I actually wrote down on paper that I really wanted to get like work with a jazz artist, but I actually want to make a jazz album. And then a month later, this guy, Robbie Boney, reached out to me and said that they're a jazz musician. And at first I was a bit skeptical because I was like, I have a particular sound that I'm going for. But then they really impressed me with the genesis of the album, which was Catwoman. And more about that song later. But yeah, it was just so organic. Everything flowed so nicely. We kind of like made 2 songs a month, sometimes 1 to 2 songs a month. And sometimes we would have like songs that would come in and then I would be like, I don't know if I'm feeling this beat right now. Sounds a bit weird to my ears. But then literally like I started re-recording the vocals for all the tracks. I did like 6 takes per demo. 6 re-recordings per demo at least. But then also some of them I just kept the way they are, like Do You Ever, for example, which is a 1-take song, except that I repeated the pre-chorus. So, because it was just too perfect to not repeat it. But yes, so let's get into some of the nitty-gritty about the album and going through a track-by-track analysis starting now. The beginning track on my album is called Starlight. And Starlight is a song that encompasses being a star, being of a high quality and a high standard. It's also a mantra that if I sing it, it applies to me, and if everyone else sings it, it applies to them. It's kind of like taking back the control and the power within ourselves to make us realize that we are all born superstars, to quote Gaga. So, I just wanted to share something that was lighthearted and fun to sing. There's some scatting involved. I started scatting in 2019 and I haven't bought it back since. So I'm so glad that this album is full of scatting, honey. And I really enjoy being a jazz vocalist. Anyways, the second song on the album is Catwoman. And Catwoman was actually about like this dream that I had. I was kind of like in this dazed and confused, but I've been having this like reoccurring person pop up in my dreams, and they've been always wanting to like be my love interest in my dreams. And I was like, hold on, this is getting all weird. And then so then I was like, okay, fine, you know what, I'm just gonna give this person a chance. So I kind of, took a leap of faith, and then we kind of went on a couple dates, went to Venice, right? But then this guy ditched me because I haven't seen him ever again since in my dreams. So I'm telling you, bitches, even in the astral realm, these bitches are players. These dogs are players, honey. But you know what? It's fine. Anyway, it was about this fantastical infatuation because they kind of look like this Harajuku cat man with a cat hoodie and like some designer pants with like Japanese on it. It was quite interesting. And some details I'm not going to share with you. But also, it wasn't like a sex dream. It was more just like a daydream. So it was kind of like a date. Just a date. Date. I feel like eating a date. Anyways, so yeah, this is basically where I'm at now with that song. And I kind of just wanted to say that he was chasing me around as if I was Catwoman, as if like I was being so agile and being agility that I was dodging him for a while. But then I was like saying, Come on, keep up with Catwoman. You know, I was like, ah, let me sing that song. Anyways, next song on the album is Do You Ever. Do You Ever was written as a metaphor, as a kind of arbitrary way of like it's all ambiguous in the sense that it's about the ups and downs, the highs and lows of being a musician and an artist and anyone in any profession. But then the thing is, I've written it in such a way that it actually connects with some like a physical being, that it's actually like discussing it in terms of like a romantic relationship. Like that's how personal music is for me, and that's kind of what I wanted to present, you know, to you guys. So basically that's what Do You Ever's about. The next song on the album is Feminine Cinnamon. Feminine Cinnamon is a poem with like Brazilian guma drums. Guma means big, huge. It's cultural, you know, it's like indigenous sounds, but it's basically like a poem that I wrote about celebrating the overarching themes of femininity in its entirety. And girl, I love that poem. I could rant all day about that poem because I go feminine spice, feminine eyes. You know, I really push it there. I'm really like discussing femininity in all its glory, both the feist and the rage, but also the beauty and the glamour and the gentleness. So the next song that I want to discuss off the album is called Queen of Queens, and we all know that Queen of Queens is like kind of like my anthem. It's kind of about like celebrating your queenlyhood, and you know, if you were to say it's not about being a monarch, but it's about being like a fabulous stunty cunty, the way that you present yourself in its superficial sense, but also saying that I have standards, you know, saying that I have standards for how I want to be treated in this world, and standards like a queen. And girl, take what you want with that, because you gonna treat me like a queen. Anyways, so Queen of Queens is about celebrating the queenliness of oneself, and it's also about queenliness in community. So that's really, really just a bar. Okay, next song that I want to discuss is Living Colour. Living Colour is about like deconstructing race, colorism, anti-blackness rhetoric, anti everything that is argumentative and that is conflicting. It's about deconstructing all those differences and celebrating the fact that we are living color, you know, we are living, vibrating color. So this is kind of where I'm at with the fantastical, descriptive not methodology, but like the descriptive attribute of Living Colour. It's a fun song, and then it kind of celebrates humanity and how we love to love, but also how we love to be enticed, and how we love a bit of infatuation, honey. And it was just saying, and my favorite line in the song is, meet me at the hotel. Oh, don't tell. So I really love the song. I think it's great. The next song that we're moving on to is called Galactic Love. This is where the album kind of takes like a turn, and it kind of becomes more upbeat and more like playful. Galactic Love is about celebrating the galactic unity and unison and being synchronized with the universe and being present. It's about celebrating that thing that is love, that is abundant in our universe. And then if we actually realize more people are actually just so fucking nice. Sorry for my language, so nice. A lot of people are actually really nice if you go out in public. I think it's just the fact that some people get caught up in social media and then we kind of spiral and we kind of assume that the worst is going to happen. But really, that's all the game of the game, honey. Do I want to say it? Yeah, it's a kind of like propaganda, basically. But then at the end of the day, toot your hoot, you know, be a galactic warrior of love and peace. The next song that I'm going to discuss is More Than a Woman. Yes, honey. I've written this song 2 years ago, and I decided to put it on this album because it was previously on a previous released and then taken down album titled Angel Ho, which was the first rendition of Angel Ho, the album, which they became an amalgamation of like different kinds of songs and tracks and variations and demos that were released throughout the years. And then also new classically reworked songs that were actually sung in key and produced in key by moi. So that was really fun. And so More Than a Woman is about the non-binary anthem, the non-binary anthem, but even the anthem for women, for anyone that is feminine, for anyone that celebrates femininity, because I'm not going to be boxed into like some kind of box that describes myself as literally like a woman, I am more than your perception of what a woman is, okay? And I can be whatever I want to be. And the fact that people are clinging onto this label, I was kind of like, yeah, have your label, I have mine, more than a woman, okay? And I'm not saying more, greater than, I'm saying more as in more defined. And I will never describe myself as a woman ever again, personally, because I don't resonate with how the world is, how the world has, grasped that label and how they use it against queer people and people who are expressing femininity, how they use woman as a slur to kind of make us feel dehumanized. But anyways, let's not get into that right now. The next song that I'm discussing is Mr. Freak the Night. Yeah, Mr. Freak the Night. Night. Mr. Freak the Night is like a song about getting down real cute, about this man. Basically, I wrote it because I was inspired by Andy Warhol in Studio 54 in New York. And it kind of reminded me of like, of kind of like a James Brown, Norma, I don't know. It was quite interesting. I kind of felt like James Brown was channeling through me, and it kind of like came out as this guy who like smokes cigarettes all night, who like dances and sweats. I think this could be discussing my alter ego, but I don't even know. I think I have to give him a name. But he smoked all the cigarettes, and he's just like, yeah, Mr. Freak tonight. He's the guy that's in Studio 54 singing to the crowd with these backup singers and playing his guitar and slapping that shit, yeah. I just love the song. It's just a visual narrative, because I say, excite your fantasy, I'm your siren tonight, I'm saying I'm your siren. Very, very cool song. Anyways, next song that I'm discussing is Got to Move. And Got to Move is a song that I inspired because I just wanted to make something that was like about, I actually freestyled the whole song and I didn't write down any lyrics, and I was like, I'm just going to sing from the mind and the heart. I also did that with Do You Ever. I sang it from the heart. I didn't write down any lyrics. I just freestyled it. So Got to Move is a song about like basically fucking breaking it down on the dance floor in a new disco age and era. And that's all it is about. And I hope you feel good when you listen to it. I hope you bust a move and you fucking break it down, honey. You gotta break it down for them coins, okay? Okay? Anyways. So next song that we're discussing is what is the next song? Just hold on. Discussing is Enemy. Enemy is like one of my favorite songs. I made it with a producer called Vixen. Everything else I made with Robbie Turner, and some of it was like split. Some of it was also like I was making it by myself. But with Robbie Turner, it was like really great, and then with Vixen, it was awesome. Vixen like knows how to make 80s music, and they also played the guitar on the song. No samples were used. It was very inspiring to work with them, and it's about letting go of the enemy within the mind. Okay, it's about letting go with that enemy and finding your inner strength and your courage to continue and to demonstrate your strength every single day. So And I'm not gonna get into that. But anyways, next song. Next song is, I mean, how the hell could I forget? Oh, excuse me, Mike. How the hell could I forget? The next song is Faith Hooker. So Faith Hooker is like this experimental going into the future of like how I want pop to sound, you know. It's like very fun. But also so now we can talk about the album title and the self-titled track, you know, the self-titled album track, Faith Hooker. So Faith Hooker is literally about like overcoming the struggles of like how trans women are always mistreated by like sexual partners, and how I kind of felt like I was being a hooker for free, you know, giving out faith for free. But then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reclaim that and say that I am actually a musician and artist that is inspiring people. As if I was a hooker, my music is available to everyone, you know, but she gives out faith, you know, she gives out a faith in her music, she gives out a positive message in her music. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with Faith Hooker. I really wanted to incorporate different styles, different genres, different elements. I didn't want it to be in key, because that's not the magic of sound collage. Sound collage has a touch, and all these people who are fucking classically trained can kiss my fucking ass, because you guys don't have a good ear. You guys don't know how to experiment. And that's just the tea on that. Mwah. Anyways, so basically Faith Hooker was just a fun track, really interesting, fun. And basically I'm discussing the fact that I'm giving out faith as this person, but also that like I describe in the song that like our body is a dance floor, and that like people are always coming to it, you know, and wanting to experiment with it. Like even going back to the history of music, like queer people were in the forefront of so many genres. Black queer people, black trans women, like black queer people were obviously playing that shit, spinning that shit, DJing that shit, you know, producing that shit, singing that shit, you know, singing the music, singing the songs, producing the songs, DJing the songs, everything. So it really ties back to our bodies were the dance floors, you know, and we were giving out the faith. So that's basically what Faith Hooker is about. You know, I'm giving out faith in a body of work that is so inspired by a specific time period, like where jazz is so classic and timeless that it comes even channeling the 80s, channeling the early 70s, you know, going into the late 80s with the disco and moving into like the pop sphere. So very much channeling and breaking down those genres in this album. And the last song is called Your Life. And Your Life is about finding your inner peace, your inner strength, and realizing that it's your life. Because I say through the good, through the bad, through the happy and the sad. And then I also go hasta al través de la lluvia, al través del fuego. And when I say those words, I mean through the rain, through the fire. Durch den Regen, durch das Feuer. Durch das Feuer. I'm saying through the rain, through the fire. So I speak in multiple languages on that song. I even speak Portuguese, I speak French, I speak German, I speak Spanish. So I just wanted to show versatility and range, and how Google Translate is a good bad asset that you can use to spice up your music. I don't know. I just wanted to sing in those languages, and it can be like I don't speak German, but I can if you like Gaga, how and she, but also to be clear. You know what I mean? And I know my German pronunciation sucks. I think the most German I know is Schatzi, and I know Strasse, and I know Alexanderplatz. So that's the most German that I can say. But anyways, let's not get into that. I mean, I've been going to Germany for the last 7 years. Like, what the fuck? Anyways, that is the album, Faith Hooker. Welcome. Thank you for staying, and thank you for staying tuned to my presentation about the album. I'm so glad you loved and enjoyed it. And keep streaming. More content to come and soon to follow. Love you lots. Angel signing out. Mwah. Bye.